Hi, what's up guys? I'm gonna film a really quick start guide to leveling frets because I was a beginner at leveling frets and doing crowning, and there are a few really good videos on YouTube, but a lot of them tend to go into excruciating detail, and I just wanted to give a quick overview of the bare minimum essentials that you need to do this kind of job. Because it can be really expensive and daunting to look at all the tools that are out there. First thing you're going to want to acquire is some kind of neck rest situation like that. Right now I have this elevated so I don't have to take out the tuners on it. Don't worry about that. But you do need a way to hold your neck relatively level. So you need a flat working surface, something to put your neck on. Next thing that's pretty essential is something that's straight. I have a fret rocker. This lets you know if you need to level your frets, which is important because if you don't waste your time doing it. This is pretty essential. This is a notched straight edge. Works on 2 different scale lengths. This will let you know if your neck is straight. And that's how I do it. A lot of other people will tell you, oh, you can buy the complicated thing and then you should do it under string tension because, yeah, ideally you should. But you know what? It's great just to do it with a straight neck. Make sure your neck is as straight as it can get. Obviously, this was just a level and crown. That means we're working with frets that are on the neck. We're not pulling frets off and starting over from scratch. But this will tell you if the surface of your neck is straight. Very helpful. Next thing, I have one of these. This is good for relief. It's not as important as this one. The straight one is great for, looking at fretted guitar necks and determining, relatively what your relief is and how out of whack your frets may be up and down the neck. But it's not as important as this guy or this guy with the notched edges. And then you're going to need some files and you're going to need some abrasives because the next step, once you sand this down, is to get into crowning your frets. First thing you got to do, get yourself a flat sanding beam. I got this from Philadelphia Luther Supply. Excellent. Well worth the $20 or 27. I don't know. It's pretty expensive, but I'm glad I got it because it makes the job much easier. Alternatively, you can go to Home Depot or some sort of hardware store and ask for a sample of countertop. Those are usually pretty heavy and pretty flat. But I've liked working with this so far. You just need double stick, you just need sticky sandpaper to put on here, about 220, 320, something in that area would be appropriate. Color them up, blast them down, and then you're ready to crown. Marker, 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 marker. And then, right, I got this. This is a 150 grit Z file. This is the offset. I screwed up. I wanted to buy the symmetrical. This is the asymmetrical. Still works great. I also have this. This is a 300 grit Z file. This is what I finish the tops of my frets with. I also have this. This is for in between. So I go like one of these, and then this is the last step. This really fine diamond coated Z file gets it to as narrow as I can make the top of the frets. And then I start off with, we start off with 400 grit. You can go up and down, and then I start to work back and forth. I like to work with my abrasives in the direction kind of that you would be moving a string if you were to bend it. So back and forth. You don't want to do this too much. That's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody has a different way of doing this job. But that's just been my practice because I feel better about the direction of the kind of the grain of the metal that way. And aside from those things, right, like polishing, abrasives, shape the top, make it flat. So let's do that in order, right? Make it flat, shape the top, get your abrasives, tape your board if necessary. Sometimes it is, sometimes you cannot do it. That's all you really need to do to level and crown your fretboard. And it makes a huge difference on the playability of a guitar. I would say probably many guitars in life are sold because individuals don't know how to do this procedure, or they think it's expensive, or they don't want to pay for it. And a ton of guitars show up on the used market and they play badly because they have frets that are all out of whack. And it's a totally great thing to get started on. I've really enjoyed being able to do this to my guitars. I've really enjoyed making things better through leveling the frets, crowning them, polishing them. And you can make anything. You can make any Hello Kitty Stratocaster, any Squire in your life, any weird thing you find on the internet that you want to make play well. All you got to do is get this flat, get these bad boys polished up, and it'll play great. I promise. So I hope this has been helpful. If you don't like anything that I said, or you have a special way of doing it, feel free to let me know. Take care. Have a happy new year.